Hey guys, welcome back to Ashraf Books. Today's going to be my bookshelf tour part 2. So we're going to look at my second bookshelf, which is mostly new adult, a little bit of YA contemporary, and the rest like adult. Kind of a mix mash of everything. But I hope you guys have a good time kind of taking a little bit peek into my shelf.
Hey guys, so this is kind of like the large view of my second bookshelf. It's the one with the little squares in it, and I like it. It does its job. I needed one that would fit like in this particular spot, and it does a really good job of it. So I'm going to try to show you guys some of the books in each of the squares. I probably won't pull out every single book, but I'll kind of show you some of my favorites. So in this first square here, we have, well, first of all, I have To All the Boys I Loved Before, which I need to give back because it is a friend's book, and I have not read it yet. But we have Abby Glines. I love Abby Glines. My favorite is probably the Rosemary Beach series, which are these, but her other books are really great as well. And then we have Gabriel's Inferno series. I only have books 1 and 3 because those are the ones I found on sale. But those books are really, really great. They were one of the first kind of like romances that I read that was like strictly a romance, I feel like. So they kind of have like a special place in my heart. But we have Samantha Young and Jamie McGuire. Jamie McGuire is definitely one of the first like new adult books that I read because I had never really heard of the genre new adult, and she was one of the kind of like pioneers in that. So you have the first one and then the second one in that series. On to the second cube, we have J.A. Ridmersky, The Edge of Always and The Edge of Never. This is the first one, which is The Edge of Never, and I highly recommend this series. It's another like new adult. This section up here on the shelf is kind of like a new adult section, but I highly recommend this. I really, really enjoyed the series. We've got a couple of K.A. Tucker books, The Hating Gang, which I loved. Nicole Williams, this is her like Crash trilogy. Again, this is one of the more original series that I read when I was getting into like new adult / YA kind of romance, because it's kind of one of those in between. They meet in high school, but it takes place later. So really good though. They're a little bit older, but if you can get your hands on them, I recommend those. Then we've got Helena Hunting, Clipped Wings and Inked Armor. This is a really good series about a like tattoo artist, kind of a girl with a bit of a broken past, but really good. So moving over here, we've got the Jennifer Armentrout section. The Lux series and a couple of the other ones are on my other shelf, but these are the ones that I have here. They're a little bit more like new adulty. So we've got Till Death, Scorched, The Wicked. It's actually 4-book series, but I only own the first 2. White Hot Kiss, which again is a series, but I only own the first one because the rest I all read on my Kindle for her books. And then again, Wait for You, which is her first book in her like, I think this is like her original new adult series, and I really, really, really recommend this book. If you haven't read this series, definitely go find it. I really love this. Then we have Vein of Love by R. Scarlett. I talked about this one a lot last summer. It's a paranormal romance series, but I highly recommend this. It is self-published, so the ebooks are really cheap for this series. Really good. Janine Frost, and then we have Discovery of Witches, and the third one's up there because it won't fit. Okay, so this cube is kind of like going into my YA books, or like YA contemporary kind of. On top, we've got a retelling of Northanger Abbey by Val McDermid. I actually haven't read that, and I was almost going to unhaul it because I've had it for years. But I picked this up on my trip to London, and it kind of is just like sentimental at this point, so I haven't gotten rid of it. Then we've got Switch by Amanda Hocking. Really love this series. This one and Significance by Shelley Crane were just one of those paranormal YA romance series I absolutely loved when they came out. This series in particular, Significance by Shelley Crane, it was self-published. And so I don't know how I found this book at my used bookstore, but I did. But I highly recommend if you're looking for a really good like YA paranormal kind of series, check this one out. But then we've got Aaron Watt, When It's Real, The Boyfriend, or The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. Fun fact, this is I think the only Casey West books that I've read, but I did like it. Rita Sepetys, Out of the Easy. I really liked this as well. Her writing was just so phenomenal. The Notebook, Girl Online. I actually really, really like this series by Zoe Sugg. I thought it was really good. Everything, The Book Thief, and To Kill a Mockingbird, which is kind of out of place, but for some reason I put it there. Okay, moving down to the next cube are some more YA kind of like contemporaries. Got The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which I really love. My Life Next Door, Magnolia, This Is What Happy Looks Like, and The French Kiss. I actually don't own the rest of the series for that because I liked the first one, but I just never continued. And then these by Simone Elkelas. Well, this is Katie McGarry, but These two, Perfect Chemistry and Rules of Attraction, again, were some of the first kind of like YA, they're definitely YA, but kind of YA romance that was more strictly a romance that I read, and I love them. These are like old school kind of YA, and I really, really enjoy them. If you can get your hands on these, again, it's like Perfect Chemistry is the first one by Simone Okolez. I highly recommend. They're really good. But then we have Walk the Edge, Katie McGarry. She's another favorite that I've just always loved her writing. Over here, we've got the After series by Anna Todd, which I'm thinking about getting rid of because I just don't see myself rereading this series. It's so long. I did like it. I read it, I think it was maybe 2 years ago during the summer, and I liked it, but they're so fat and they take up so much room, so they might be going soon, but they were a good series if you want like a really angsty drama-filled series. Then we have the Stage Dive series, which Lick and Play, and then Lead and Deep. I've read all but Deep, and I really liked them. They're a great rockstar romance series. Next, we have kind of, the next few cubes are kind of more like mix matched because a lot of these are books that I've read fairly recently and they kind of just get stuck on the shelf. Eventually, like when I move, I'm probably going to have this in a bit more of an organized manner, but for now, this is what I got. But we've got Diana Gabaldon, Outlander. I only read the first book, but I absolutely adore the TV show. Judith McNaught, Lindsay Sands, How to Tame My Beast in 7 Days. Really loved this one. Some Sarah McLean. Really, really good. This next cube is actually classics, and I don't own that many classics because, to be perfectly honest with you, they're not my absolute favorite thing to read. But I do really like Jane Austen, and I love Louisa May Alcott, who wrote Little Women. So that's kind of what you see in here. I've also got a couple like retellings, or not retellings, but like additions to the kind of world of Pride and Prejudice, which were so ridiculous, but they're kind of entertaining at the same time. Okay, so this is the bottom row, and it's kind of disorganized, but we've got Sophie Kinsella, Misadventures of a College Girl. These ones, again, are ones that I recently read, so they just kind of got stuck on the bottom row. But Lenora Bell, two of the Kerrigan Byrne books that I absolutely loved. What was this one called? The Safest Lies by Megan Miranda. Let's see. I've got two books by Karen Marie Moning. Fun fact, this Dark Fever series, I read the first one. I'm pretty sure I read the second one, but I remember nothing. So I'm trying to decide if I should keep them and finish the series, like reread it, or if I should just get rid of them. Let me know if anyone has an opinion on that, because I'm not sure. Ricky Move, The Ones Who Got Away, A Bollywood Affair. These are all ones you've probably seen me talk about really recently, because that's why they're down here. And the last two cubes are basically just either kind of like memoirs or like self-help books, that kind of thing. So we've got like a Peanuts book at the top, because who doesn't like Snoopy? A couple different like biographies. I really liked Unfiltered by Lily Collins. I thought this one was a really, really just, I don't know, it was really insightful kind of, and I enjoyed it. And then I'm a huge Disney fan, so that's why I have Walt Disney's kind of like biography. It was really interesting to learn about. The last one is just kind of some miscellaneous books, honestly, I have left from kind of school. There's like a Bible and kind of just random books like we had to read for school, some of which I liked, some of which I didn't. So, you know, you all know how that is with school reading.
So that was my second bookshelf. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of taking a peek at that. I always like taking a peek at everyone else's shelves just to kind of take a nosy peek and see what they have. I probably will have a bit of a different setup once I move, but I figured I might as well go ahead and show you how it is now, because that is how it has been for at least the past like year and a half, 2 years-ish. So again, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if there's any books that I kind of showed that you would be interested in me kind of talking more about or doing a review on or anything like that. I hope you guys have a great day. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!